Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down how you turn your pitch deck from a dry list of facts into a story that actually gets you funded.
Let's just start with this quote because it really gets to the heart of it all. Investors are people. They don't fall in love with spreadsheets. They invest in stories that connect, in narratives that make an opportunity feel, obvious, irresistible even. So that's the big question, right? How do you make your story click? The key is to move past just dumping information and start crafting a narrative that an investor literally can't forget. So let's get into exactly how to build that. Okay, first up, why do so many pitches fall flat? It's usually because they just throw a wall of data at you, hoping something sticks. But here's the thing, data on its own only informs. A great story, that's what transforms the data into an opportunity someone can get genuinely excited about. Think of it this way, and this is so crucial. Your story is how your insights get from your head to theirs. It makes your pitch memorable, sure, but more importantly, it makes it easy for an investor to go retell it to their partners. And that is the real test. If they can't confidently retell your story in that closed-door meeting, you're not getting funded. It's as simple as that.
All right, on to our second point, the brain's save button. Let's dive into the psychology of why stories work so well. Because this isn't some kind of fluffy, artsy thing. It's straight-up neuroscience.
And here is the core principle. Just burn this into your mind. Emotion is the brain's save button. We are wired to remember what we feel. Raw information is disposable. It's forgettable. But information that's attached to an emotion, that gets saved. The whole point of your story is to create that emotional connection. So a winning story isn't random. It strategically walks an investor through these 5 micrologs, one after the other. You have to spark their curiosity first, then build tension around a real problem. Only then can you deliver your insight, create genuine belief in your solution, and finally drive a sense of urgency. That's like a combination lock. You have to hit every number in the right order to build that conviction. So, for Section 3, let's talk structure. Because a bunch of random slides is just noise. The best way to approach your pitch deck is to think of yourself as the director of a short film. It needs a beginning, a middle, and an end. And what's great is that we can simplify the whole thing down into these 4 logical acts. Act 1 is the setup. You hook them with the problem and your solution. Act 2 is the proof. This is where you show it works, with market size, traction, and your business model. Act 3 is credibility. Why are you the team to win? And finally, Act 4, the close. The big ask, and the grand vision. It just gives your whole pitch a natural, easy-to-follow flow.
Okay, now for what I think is the most powerful part of this whole framework. Section 4, from data to drama. This is all about turning those dry, boring features into compelling outcomes.
Just look at this comparison. This is everything. The before column is what I call feature soup, an AI rules engine. Who cares? What people invest in is the after, the clear outcome. You auto-approve low-risk expenses. You don't sell the inventory module, you sell one-click reorders. Stop selling what you built. Start selling what it does for the customer. And this same exact idea applies to your metrics. The before is just a list of numbers. It doesn't mean much, and it actually creates more questions than answers. But the after, that tells a story. It shows cause and effect. Our churn dropped because we launched this feature, which is why customers are expanding. See? Now you sound like you're in control. You're not just reporting data, you're explaining your business. Okay, last section. We've built the story, we've translated the data. Now we need to make sure it lands with maximum impact. Let's talk about delivery. Here it is, the single most important rule for slide design: 1 idea per slide. That's it. It's so simple, but so many people get it wrong. Your goal is to make it easy for your audience. If you ever hear yourself say, okay, there's a lot going on here, let me walk you through it, that's your cue. That 1 slide needs to become 2 or maybe even 3.
Now let's cover a few common traps. If your problem feels too big and vague, ground it. Tell a day-in-the-life story of a specific customer. If you're drowning in that feature soup we talked about, just bundle everything into 3 key outcomes. And please, you have to have a why now. Name the big shift in technology, in regulations, whatever, that makes this opportunity urgent.
So to wrap it all up, here's your workflow. 4 simple steps. 1. Write your voiceover first. Script the story you're going to tell before you even open a slide program.
2. Always swap features for outcomes. 3. Prove your business works with just a handful of core metrics that tell that story of repeatability. And finally, number 4, engineer the presentation. Know what your peak moment is and design a powerful, memorable ending.
So as you go off to build your deck, I'll leave you with this one question to keep asking yourself. Is my story dependable enough to be fundable? Because that investor needs a narrative they can confidently take back to their partners. Your job is to make sure your story is the one they simply can't forget.
Thank you.